Umpire Glenn McKeeman holds the ball aloft and he'll throw it up on this beautiful Melbourne winter afternoon. It's Mossop against Fellows, off the ground turner, and we'll see plenty of spills like that. But Hickey finally recovers for North, gets them into attack. Phil Cracker leading in the race. It stops dead on the 50-metre line. Good pick-up and a fine tackle from Brown. Umpires will let it go. But now there's found a free kick. It'll go the way of Collingwood, and it will be taken by Kerrison on the half-back flank. So it's going from right to left. The Magpies, North won the toss, going to the southern end as Mossop knocks the ball to the ground. Turner's in there, been a good player the last few weeks for Collingwood. And the other umpire is Rowan Saws. Umpire McKeeman umpiring his first match with the experienced Saws, who throws up at half-forward for North.
That was Mossop. Collingwood's Kerrison gets a kick from the back pocket. Be a lot of mistakes made till the boys get the feel for the football. Good soccer shot here. Wembley at its best. Paul Morwood for Collingwood at half-back. Been raining all night, but must say that this ground here is not too bad really, although there's water on it, of course. Ross Smith for North Melbourne. Half-forward flank position. Here's Phil Cracker. Again, he dies on it. Lovely balance, a push in the back for that. So Phil gets a free kick a long way out. Ball was not heavy yet, but it won't be long. Oops, missed by Glowry. Number 40 there is new player Bryce in his first game for North Melbourne. An 18-year-old, number 40 with the long sleeves, and maybe that's a good decision on a wet day like this.
Throw up is just 10 metres out from the North goal. Fellows with strength. Oh, high tackle almost from Fellows there. Glowry feeds the ball out to Ryan. Backing himself in the wet conditions. The ball doesn't travel as far as it normally would. Out onto the wing they go. The Pies haven't got into attack as yet, and they're prevented from doing so by Smith, who hoofs it off the deck only as far as Morwood. And that's not a bad pass in these conditions. Nicely picks out Brett Yorgie on the wing. 15-metre penalty, and this puts the Pies into attack for the first time this afternoon.
Good player, Yorgie, formerly from the Swans, went to Perth, played there, came back and joined Collingwood. Matt Ryan, an informed rover, one of the bright sparks for Collingwood. Good thump along the back line. Picked up there by Crocker for North Melbourne. A free footy out there on the wing. Jonas, number 45 for North, trying to do something. There's Jimmy Cracker. Waiting for a Collingwood player to make a mistake, but he's not going to. Paul Morwood to Kerrison. Just a little handy one. Down to Matt Ryan. Oh, the ball bounced well for him. Must have found a bit of a heavy or dry spot there. And Ryan again. Filkey back in the team this week. Smothered right on his boot by Big Mossop. The big fella goes in again. Law for North Melbourne. Jonas had it, lost it. Crikey, it's the worst day we've had this season. For weather, that is.
Good play from Mossop down there. He smothered twice and then put in a good tackle to prevent Collingwood from getting it forward. Fellows in the ruck. Howard couldn't get the kick away, and it's ferried over there by Larkin. Throw in outer wing. Umbrella's the order of the day here at VFL Park. No scorers yet. We've played 3.5 minutes. Collingwood in the reserves failed to kick a goal. It's a long time since that happened. It happened last in the seniors in 1961, when Richmond did it as Christian takes a good mark. Michael Christian, there's 15 metres. He does that very well. The Western Australian barrels it up towards the centre. Cloak up in the middle of two Kangaroos. Hickey's dispossessed. Lost by Shaw. Atkins gets the handball to Turner. He's tackled by Smith. Chance now for Segler. He's down. Umpire lets it go, and North Melbourne out of danger. Ball driven towards centre wing. Lands in the water trap. Oh, good play, Shaw. Beautiful tap back to Morwood, who's having a good return to the Magpie fold. Chance now for Harrington. Running loose at half forward for the Pies. Good pick up, Yorgie. Goes across to Spargo, and North Melbourne now into attack. Peter German.
Running into the 50-metre semicircle. Oh, it'll be a score, I believe. I think it hit the behind post. Yeah, the umpire signalling that. Not a bad kick there.
Well, you're almost correct, Jeffrey. It was half a score, but out of bounds.
You could say today that that's a vital miss, couldn't you? Not getting a behind there. They could be all vital come the final siren. Fellows again, doing well in the ruck. Good play from Robertson. Squaring kick. All Magpies. And there's Morwood again having a top start to the match. Feeds it off there to Howard. Dummies nicely. In front, Yorgie. Over the top, Hickey. There's Crocker for North Melbourne. Having trouble keeping the feet. Can get it back to Hickey. And he got it through the eye of a needle. Hickey up to the forward pocket. Fellows in front. Got the shove and Bryce has got the mark. Paul Bryce playing his first senior game for the Kangaroos. You saw him give a little shove to Fellows there. In the wet conditions, the umpires allowed it. And he did well to haul it in. So from 20 metres, 45-degree angle. First score will come up here. A major or a behind. And behind it is. So the first score at the 6-minute mark of the quarter, putting in some quick ones, the goal umpire there to wave the single calico. North Melbourne 1 point, Collingwood yet to score.
The single calico, I like that one.
Yes, certainly, even though the bad conditions, certainly Paul Bryce, it was a bad miss.
Back into play, not a bad kick out. Ooh, great mark there, grabbed by McRae. Playing well too for North Melbourne. Recent weeks.
Smith, I think.
It's Ross Smith, yes. Oh, that's a great kick. At the back of the pack is Phil Cracker, but it didn't come through to him. In fact, it came through like a greasy pig. It went swish straight out of bounds. But the ball still in North Melbourne's forward line, and the one score of the match is a behind to the Kangaroos.
Just 15 metres out from their goal. Fellows again, knocked on by Kerrison. Shaw got the shepherd from Brown. Fine position made by Mullane, and he's found well by the skipper. Sloshing in the moisture out there, midway between half-back and wing. He puts it for Cloak on the wing, but he's outnumbered 2-1. Segler knocks it to the boundary. Finally seen over by Robertson and Steele. Throw in outer wing. All manner of protection employed this afternoon. He had his sandwiches early and used the wrapper to keep his hair dry.
Cloak and Mossop. It was Atkins, clears it. Ball out on the full. Free kick to Kroll of the Collingwood team on the half-back flank, and he brings it into the centre of the field this time. Oh, the Rovers waiting for it to spill from the big fellow's hands. Yorgie pops a little one over the top. Fielke now. Fielke to the half-forward line. Taylor's yet to touch the football. Pushes a pattern in the back.
Should be the other way. He was shepherded off when the ball was about 40 metres away. Driven by Harris towards the wing. And good delivery. Was he off? The umpire will say no. And McRae will get 15 metres. Good player. 2 against 1. Favours the Pies. Spilt by Fellows. Chance for German. Oh, good smother off the boot. Kerrison clears for the Magpies. Here's Fielke. Just defensive side of centre wing, he's off. Turner. Too high for Cloak. Coming out to meet it, Harris, caught by Taylor. Still held. Umpire will pay the free kick to Harris. And Taylor just getting a little frustrated. We know what that means. Just cool it a bit, BT. Harris certainly has been hanging on to him, and he's driven this 50, 60 metres. Great kick with the wet ball. Spilled again by Fellows, but Kerrison's doing a good job cleaning up. Goes for the boundary. Kept in by Jimmy Cracker. German. Squaring kick, hoping there's a roo on the end of it. Bryce went up. All Magpies down. Fellows. Oh, he's tapped it straight to North Melbourne. The snap from Crocker. Yes! So Darren Crocker brings up the first major of the afternoon, and Fellows an indiscriminate paddle off the ground that set him up.
Yes, we're watching the ball 20 metres out, knock on by Fellows, but Darren Crocker ever awaiting a brilliant snap. Shane Kerrison has the job of following Jim Cracker. At this stage, he's been about 1 metre away since the game has started, which is 9 minutes old.
And the total score of 7 to North Melbourne in this first term. Turner for Collingwood. Harris again, he's playing in front of Taylor and beating him. He's backing his judgment. A windy wolf there. Morwood's handling the football a lot in this first quarter. McRae ducks his head. Tackle there from Yorgie. And that could have gone either way, Peter. I agree with you.
You're right. You called it right, Jeff. The head went down.
Yeah. So the kick by McRae to their half-forward line. Fellows has had 3 attempts, but it's unfair to say that he should mark them all, but he should learn from the first couple anyway. Yes, let the ball fall into your hands.
He should flatten his hands, Jeff, to make sure the ball at least stays in front of you. But as a big man, it's the elementary. No matter how big or small you are, you have to keep the ball in front of you.
He's doing very well in the ruck. Chance for Atkins. Oh, intercepting Robertson. 1-out duel at the end of the square. Bryce wrestling. And there's Kroll, who's kicked it out on the full. No, he just went through for a behind. Luckily for Kroll there. Or perhaps it would have been a bit unlucky if it had gone out on the full. So 8 points. North Melbourne. Collingwood yet to score. We've played 11 minutes.
And in the reserves games, Collingwood did not get a goal. So and Collingwood have not scored in this first quarter after 11 minutes of play. So I hope there's not an omen there for the Pies. Oh, Atkins kicked into the man on the mark.
He was over.
Hickey slipped this one through. Oh, great soccer skills here. Pick up here, Glary. That was Brown for Collingwood. Matt Ryan grabs Cracker. Umpires, of course, have got to adjust their umpiring today and allow it to flow on a bit.
I thought there was more not so much soccer skills, Jeff, but tunnel ball, because it went straight through Glary's legs.
20 metres out from the north goal. Fallows again with the tap. Cracker couldn't take it with him. Kicked by German. Bryce leading in the race for it. Glary just behind him to see it over. But the Collingwood backs making the mistake of knocking the ball straight back up the ground rather than going towards the boundary line in these very wet conditions, to say the least. And it's giving the North forwards an opportunity. There's a little shove there from Fairley. Chance for Glary. He gets tripped. Harrington was away with the ball anyway, and the Magpie fans say at last we've got one. Glary taking the free kick at full back.
Short one to the back line. Oh, crikey. Is that Bryce? No, it's Crocker. Fellows again. Nearly that time. Should listen to John Nichols coaching there to flat hands. Jim Cracker. Oh, into the open arms. Jonas' goal. Good stuff. And North with all the scores on the board. 14, Collingwood to get off the mark.
Yes, even this early stage, you can't afford to give a side under these wet conditions 4 or 5 goal start. Watching Fellows there in position, probably hard to criticise him for not marking it, but at least he did keep the ball there. But brilliant snap by Cracker. Jonas waiting behind, kicked an easy goal. Certainly as the game progresses, it's going to be much more difficult for Collingwood to get the ball down to their big players. Taylor, who's been playing behind so far, and also Cloak.
Haven't had it over half forward yet, the Magpies. Mossop won it in the ruck. Free kick will go to Collingwood. They'll have to come back behind the mark. Atkins to take the free. So can he drive them over half forward? The ball will be getting heavier and heavier up towards half forward, and Taylor knocked away by Harris. Coming in there, Mullane. It slips out. Slipping the boot in was Ryan. Chance for Smith. Got some good shepherding. Allowed him to clear it to the wing. In front, Kroll. Almost would be painted. He keeps battling on hands and knees. Picked up by Yorgi, but too many North players there. They clear it from centre wing. Up towards half forward. Jonas comes out. Keeping it in front of him is Fairley, only as far as Kerrison. 4 kicks so far for Kerrison. Cloak handballing over there towards Harrington, and the ball has bounced just before going over the boundary line off his boot. So a throw in midway between wing and half forward for North Melbourne. They've done all the scoring. 14 points to Collingwood's 0.
There's Cloak trying to use the palm at the back of the pack. McRae for North Melbourne. Ross Smith into the pack. Law there for North.
He kicked it into the wall there.
Into the wall, yes. The wailing wall. Filkey breaks away. Oh, wild and wide for Taylor to get anywhere near it, but at least it's on their half-forward line. And a bit of action here needed from Collingwood because they're yet to get off the mark. North Melbourne leading 14.
The quarters aren't going to be long ones with very little scoring. We saw about a minute of time on in the reserves game last quarter as Rosonico gets the handball to Filkey. 10 metres inside the boundary line. Well, not even that, rather more like 10 feet, and he's put it out on the full. So Harris will take the free kick as spectators move for some shelter. Making good distance with the heavy ball. Harris in fine position to steal. Aaron Steele's been a star over the last 3 or 4 weeks for North. Let's kick a high one to the wing, looking for Fairley. Don't really think he attempted to mark that. Got it through to Jonas, off the carpet. Kerrison sliding. German's handball. Chance now for Law. Up towards the edge of the square. Cracker battling. No one's touched it, and it's through for a behind. Battling with Brown. So another score to North Melbourne at the halfway stage of the first quarter there. 15 points. Collingwood yet to score.
A little lead here by Morwood. Third mark. Nice pass down the flank there to Christian. Good dummy there, and he continues down the flank. Rosonico runs in. Keeps after him. It's about on the wing.
Against Harrington. Through Steele down there. Now the umpire right on top of it. Steele goes for all the distance he can muster. Ball knocked away by Kerrison from Fairley. Howard nowhere to go. Here's Jimmy Cracker. Up towards Phil, who gives a little shove, but Brown wouldn't be pushed off it. German's then caught by Brown. Good play, Brown, in defence there. Solo effort. Gets it up towards Rosonico. Well down. Midway between half-back and wing. Puts it to the wing, and they're making the lead Darren Malay. Centre wing. Oh, shocking kick. Looked like Fitzroy last night on the whacker, that one. I hope for Collingwood's sake it's not a similar result. Throw in midway between wing and half forward for the Magpies. They've yet to score. We've played 17 minutes. North Melbourne 15 points.
They're kicking it very wide for Brian Taylor. I wonder if this is a Matthews tactic. Taylor's not quick, but he's bulky.
It's a bad tactic if it is, Jeff, because the last 2 passes from Filkey was out of bounds on the full. Mullane. Taylor's been trying to pinpoint passes from 30 metres to Taylor, and with his lack of pace and agility, they've just got to try and kick it long to him because he's got no hope of leading for it.
He's in the ruck against Mossop. Knock on by Mullane. Segler for North Melbourne. The big fellow couldn't get down. Down goes Howard. Met by 2, and that seems to be the hallmark of the match so far. 2 North to 1 Collingwood, but they're there in numbers this time. Morwood to Cloak. Feeds it out to Shaw. Bearing down on him. Larkin taps it through for Atkins. Gets the call from Howard, 50 metres out. Mossop getting back there just in time to knock it down. He's given away a free, no. Crowd think it should have been to Matt Ryan. It's put over the boundary line. Throw in 50 metres out from the Collingwood goal. And their first real opportunity now to score a major. We've played 18 minutes, just watch it again. Does catch him high. But, I guess eyes on the ball the whole time from Mossop, who palms it down to Steele. Into Mullane, the kick went. Picked up by Atkins from the boundary line. Crowd yelled for a free kick. Wasn't there. Throw in forward pocket for the Woods.
Yes, even though Brian Taylor vented his opinion of the umpire, he's not going to change his mind.
Now Mossop. Ackley. Tony Shaw. Just running through there was German. And Kennedy and John Dugdale. Communications.
So you'd think Dugdale have the phone and Kennedy would be giving him the instructions, wouldn't you? Mossop against Cloak there. They might have to do it all again, I think. Cloak unable to get the handball away. So the ruckman will be made to work midway between wing and half forward, outer side of the ground. Woods into attack. Haven't scored as yet. Played 19 minutes. Cloak 33. Mossop too tall. Oh, almost in danger against Jonas there. Comes out to Fairley. Kick up towards half forward and Jimmy Cracker straight through the hands. Behind the brother, is so often the case, is Phil. Caught by Brown. Oh, it does it well again, Brown. Another solo effort. Caught by Cracker. Goes to Harrington. Gives it across to Kerrison. Jimmy Cracker dives in. Beautiful tap to Bryce. 30 metres out. No score.
He's moved very well, Paul Bryce, on a couple of occasions, even though he missed one good goal and one snap he should have kicked. But picked the ball up very well, and even though he missed the goals, a very good left foot snap.
With Collingwood yet to score. North Melbourne still with the football in their forward pocket. And Morwood had a lot of use of it in this first quarter, but there's not a Collingwood player anywhere near this one. And Darren Crocker just strides into that. Don't pick it up. Make sure he doesn't trip over. Down to German. Now German's 50 metres out with a wet ball, John. If you really get it in the right spot of the foot, you can kick it a mile, can't you?
Yes, that's right. But if you don't, it'll just slide right off the edge and go 30 metres.
Whoa. Well, he got it, but it wasn't. Oh! He got it, but it was right. Yeah, just as you said. How?
Yes, 50 metres under these conditions, even though we've only played 20 minutes, the ball is very heavy and greasy and certainly a very valuable goal. Watching the ball get indiscriminately kicked out of the back line by Collingwood, and Crocker 30 metres on his own. Nice little pass to German. Watching him there, 45 metres out from goal.
Not a Collingwood player in shot. Mossop, nowhere to go, but kept battling.
It's Collingwood's probably inexperienced backline, which is one of their problems they've got to overcome. A lot of goers, but not many gamers amongst them.
Kroll up to half forward, very open forward line. There's no one behind the big two battling at half forward. Law's caught. Chance now for Yorgie. Had good pressure put on him. Law gets it back. Kick miss from Steele. His Steele, in fact, as he kicks over centre wing. Looking for Jonas. Ball running loose. Kerrison straight at us. Cracker caught Harrington well, who then had to go for the boundary line. Throw in on the skid marks from Kerrison, midway between wing and half forward for North Melbourne. Coming up to the 22-minute mark, 21 North, Collingwood yet to score.
Very shrill whistle from the umpire. Cloak. Oh, he did the right thing. Maybe a double hand of the rover at his feet, but he's got to break away. But it's North Melbourne with the football. Kerrison puts a strong tackle on opponent there in Spargo, Paul Spargo, yes. And another throw up. They won't be benching the ball today.
Fairly against Cloak. Cloak wins it. Straight down Law's throat, though. Met high there was Brown by Jimmy Cracker. Larkin's high kick. Looking for Bryce. Back goes German. Bryce there, but there's plenty of Woods. Matt Ryan. He's pretty cool, Ryan. Backs himself. Oh, Morwood, he's been put under pressure. Back to Ryan he goes. Robertson meets him, but Ryan gets the kick up to half back. Yorgie couldn't quite pick it up. Caught high was Harris. He's given the ball away. Handball through to Crocker. Chance for number 2 for him. No mistake. All the scoring with the Kangaroos. 27 plays Collingwood, no score. 23.5 minutes into the first term.
Yes, probably a bit careless by Yorgie, trying to pick it up one-handed, not getting his body behind it in a wet ball, but a brilliant balk by Larkin. An easy goal, even under difficult conditions from Crocker. If Yorgie had have put his body and his legs behind the ball, at least he would have kept possession of it, but trying to pick it up one-handed in the wet is a bit risky.
Collingwood's skills, as John Nichols has mentioned, on their back line leave a lot to be desired, and it shows on the board. North have got all the scoring, 27, and here's Cloak to put them into attack for one of the very few times. Mullane with a lovely mark and spilled out the back, and Taylor's got his corsets on. Harris unloads him, but the free kick is there. It'll come back. It won't be to Taylor, of course. It's going to Darren Mullane.
Paid the mark.
Fair enough, John. That was a good one. Now, what if he can get a score on the board? No, it won't make the distance. Mossop, yeah, skids from his clenched fist. That was Steele. Off Fielge's boot, slips it across the line, and it's about 30 metres from Collingwood's goal, and they're trailing by 27 points. Yet the score.
That's 32nd from time on in the first term. 2-fister down from BT. Smith couldn't get it away, then he tackles Rosonico. 50 metres out from the Collingwood goal. And too many more opportunities for them to score. Kind of this sparse outer in the first term. Well done, Mossop. Larkin. Still got his kick away, which is good football. Chance now for the skipper, Shaw. Meeting him is Fairley. Good kick. Spilt. Going after it again, Jonas. Very picturesque slide there from Harrington. They've moved it about 20 metres further out of danger, the North defence. Still, though, Collingwood have it in attack.
And Mossop again. Decent thump. Christian. Tony Shaw. Pretty hard to handle. It's like a bar of soap. Of course, they'll change the football at the start of each quarter, and that's what they do with wet weather conditions. Another throw up. 20 players around this one. Not a very high one either. Oh, Cloak and Mossop, dead heat. Black. Oh, dear, oh dear.
Well, he found a free kick over it, so it must have been there.
Very charitable. I think that's Matt Ryan in trouble down there.
Glenn McKeeman, umpiring his first game, is going to find it very difficult under these conditions to settle in, but so far, as long as he puts himself on the right side of the pack, I'm sure he'll do a good job.
Mullane, Harrington off the ground. Will it fall to Magpie advantage? Too many roos there. It was the handball out from Steele. And there goes Matt Ryan. That's a bad loss for Collingwood. Spooned out towards the boundary line by Harrington. And they'll allow Ryan to be taken off now. Right knee or lower leg. Doesn't look too good at all. Mossop tried to thump it. Went off the top of the greasy fist. In the middle of the muddy sports play sign. Filkey's met solidly. Morwood couldn't get it, but he gets one in the back from Law. Probably best player afield for Collingwood in the opening term. Fifth kick coming up for Morwood.
Yeah, you'll have to hurry, otherwise their first chance of a score, time will beat them.
27 minutes gone. 10th possession of the game, and Mossop's playing a good match as well. Fine mark. Unopposed, though. And goes for Law. Morwood's back in there. Oh, well done, Robertson. Good football. Towards the wing. Looking for Fairley. Yes. First touch and the second. And thrown to the ground by Michael Christian means 15 metres. Last opportunity to score in the turn for North now. Oh, straight through the hands of Brown, but he's got support from Turner. Brown back in there. Jonas squares it with the thump. Down goes Howard. Free kick, half back for Collingwood.
And time running out. 28 minutes, and the clock will go, or the sign will go any minute now. Oh, good shepherding and Tony Shaw. And Collingwood did not score in this first turn. Their reserves didn't get a goal for the total of the match. North Melbourne lead 4-3-27.
So the second term underway. Collingwood haven't scored. They're going from left to right and into attack through the skipper. Shaw gets it up to Taylor. Kick off the ground from Beers, who's come on. Filkey feeds the ball away. Darren Mullane dragged down by Smith, still gets his kick away, and they still haven't scored. But a big chance to. Into attack in the first seconds of the second term. Throw in just 10 metres around from the behind post.
Now they're sure to get something going here. Oh, good play by Mossop. He's getting better as the match moves along. Handball. A wild kick. Out on the full. I think it was Yorgie. And the Kangaroo. Yes, Harris kicks the ball back into play.
Drops straight down, so perhaps there is a bit of breeze going to that southern goal. As it was kicked away there, the ball got up to the height of the stands, then dropped straight down. Could be because it weighs half a tonne as well, though they would have used a new one at the start of the quarter, which is just over a minute old. No score as yet in the term. Cloak. Taylor goes down. Soccer off the ground. Only as far as Collingwood, driven up to the edge of the square. Chance for Taylor. BT, 10 metres out, should bring up the first score for the Magpies.
We passed comments watching him there, caught behind a good chest mark. We passed a comment under these extreme conditions. His strength will certainly counter North Melbourne's, but the problem is of getting his chest to the ball.
Through the middle. Collingwood bring up the first goal of the match for them at the 2-minute mark of the second term. They trail by 21 points.
Now we noticed him. I'm sorry, John.
So I was going to say Brian Taylor is by far their leading goal kicker. He had 40 before today started. So obviously, with the number of goals kicked by the rest of the side, Taylor is so important to them to win, to kick his 5 or 6 goals.
You see his right foot with his sock down, a bit of strapping right up the leg there, and he was limping noticeably when he ran onto the ground before the game started. It appears though he has some bit of soreness in the leg. Collingwood's kicked their first goal 2 minutes into this second term, and Tony Shaw now jabs his foot into it and gets absolutely nowhere. But there was Crocker, unloaded and dispossessed, and then thumped, and he went down to the ground very quickly. Bit sore on that one. Another throw up. Not very muddy, but it's certainly a lot of water on the surface, and Cloak beats Mossop. North Melbourne into attack quickly. Whoops. German gets a kick. Jonas again, he's played pretty well. Oh, German dropped the sitter. Crikey, that was Bryce. This is Phil Cracker, and goals. A quick answering one to Collingwood's one kick by Taylor.
Yes, deadly, absolutely deadly around the goals. Phil Cracker kicked 19 goals before this game started. Watching, good snap, Jonas. Should have held the mark by Peter German, but once again, good handball across, but a magnificent snap, standing still without taking a step by Phil Cracker.
Mossop again in the middle. Here's Jimmy Cracker. North up towards half forward. Morwood got the handball away to Harrington. Close quarters. He gets it back there to Brown, who kicks to the wing. Coming out to meet it, Rosonico. Segler dives on it, then gets the tap across to McRae. Caught by Turner, but got it away to German. Morwood bearing down on him. Bryce meeting it. Close company with Glowry. Throw in half forward flank for North Melbourne, or perhaps just a bit closer to goal than that. So the difference as it was at quarter time, 27 points in favour of the Roos.
Cloak the ruckman. Poise on his fingertips and chips it out. Got to really give it a whack to get it away from the packs today, because it slows very quickly when it hits the turf. It's so wet, as you can see. The water is a good inch of water all over this magnificent arena here at Waverley.
Filkey, it's the handball to Yorgie, back to Filkey. Centre wing, up towards Taylor. The race on. He against Harris. Oh, Harris pretty vigorous in trying to shove it off Taylor. Taylor's having a talk to him, gets up and kicks the goal. Well, Taylor still had time to tell Harris his fortune. Well, he got away with the ball and put through his second. And the crowd love him, the black and white fans. 21 points down are the Pies.
Yes, watching Filkey there with a good snap, but both players not endowed with a lot of pace, but trying to get front position. Taylor certainly recovered much more. Watching that enormous strapping on his right ankle, as Jeff Leake described, but kicking a very valuable second goal.
Mossop again getting better as the game moves along. German charges in for North Melbourne. Collingwood got a feel for it now. They've kicked their only scores, which is 2 goals by Taylor in this second quarter. Beers boots the Collingwood team forward. Taylor again. Beaten by Filkey. A fresh air one. Oh, that just missed. And the crowd are oohing and ahhing at that when the game's really come to life.
That certainly was soccer skills.
Yes, Filkey saw the keeper was off his line, so he had a go for them. The difference, 20 points. Harris puts it back into play, looking for Segler, trying to palm on to Law. It's eventually got to that player, back to Segler. Quick handball. Goes through to Mossop. Half a kick. He's got another chance, the big fellow. Cloak did well. And gains about 40 metres. Throw in about 35 away from the Collingwood goal. You can tell by the puddle and the umbrellas that the rain's still falling, but a few smiles starting to appear on the face of the Magpies.
Yes, I think Brian Taylor's first goal seemed to lift Collingwood, and all of a sudden they've been in front for the last 3 or 4 attacks on the ball, which they weren't in the first quarter.
And it's in Collingwood's forward line now. Law kicks North Melbourne out of spotted bother, and Moore got up. They thought it was a mark.
Umpire called play on.
Yeah. Okay, so sorry, John. And now he throws it up on the 50-metre line. North Melbourne's, or Collingwood's goal, rather. Crocker. Bit of courage there. The big fella Cloak thumps at it.
That is Tuttle ball.
Bit hard there. It's like a greasy pig, the footy. Oh, Mullane had it and lost it. Gets it again, and Crocker has another go. Don't seem to get it hurt as much in a wet day, John, do you?
No, it doesn't hurt quite as much. The punches do, but the ground doesn't. Actually, when the ball hits you in the face or you get a whack, it hurts more because it stings more.
Damages your brain too when it hits you in the head.
Throw-ups 50 metres out from the Collingwood goal. The ball just went like a cake of cashmere bouquet then, straight up in the air. Slipped out of Howard's grasp. He's number 11, waiting for the ball to be tapped down to him. Cloak, can he get it back through his legs again? Shaw's got it off the ground. Chance for Filkey. Can he get it out there towards Rosonico? He's got one in the back. Seventh kick coming up for Filkey. South Australia has those tapes around the bottom of his knees. It's supposed to give some protection. Let's see if he can let him get the distance here. Not a bad effort. The accuracy's not there, though. And a behind. Collingwood have kicked 2-2 in this term. That's their score for the match. The difference is 19 points.
2 of those points by Grant Filkey.
Here's Harris. Ooh, he gets it in the sweet spot of the boot and has driven out a good 60 metres. As Beers for Collingwood thumped it down. Clever tap back by Mossop with a chub in the back from Cloak. And big fella Mossop, who's rucked pretty well. The conditions and the slowness of the ground will suit his style of play. And that kick wobbles up towards the wing position. Quick chip by Collingwood. Mullane marks it well. Now he's a good 80 metres from goal, and Taylor's there with Harris. By themselves virtually, they won't carry that far. Oh, Crocker had it, lost it. Larkin in there for North Melbourne. Turner, Collingwood. Harris for Howard for Collingwood. And one of the many throw-ups about to take place. Man from Snowy River.
He's dry as a bone, isn't he? Spargo hands it out there to Crocker. That line that you can almost see there, the rider picture, is on the centre square in Collingwood's attack. And they've done the bulk of it in this term. 10 minutes gone. Hickey dives on it and not that keen to get it out. Now he wrestles a bit. Ball to be thrown up in the same spot again. Difference 19 points in favour of the Roos, and up like a kangaroo was Mossop. Crocker thought about putting the boot into it, but Morwood was over the top and got a shove and takes the free kick. Sixth kick for Morwood, goes in the Taylor direction. Oh, good mark, BT. Too strong. Two of them wrestling there with him, and he shrugged them off, and he's got a chance for number 3. He got Harris out of the way and then took the chest mark. 35 out. Slides off to the right and through for a behind.
Yeah, certainly that's his forte. Great strength, use of the body, and under these conditions, if the ball gets kicked fairly long and quickly down to him, obviously he's going to be a very strong opponent against Darren Harris. A great kicker of the ball, Harris.
Here he goes again, looking for Mossop this time, and Hickey behind Mossop. Oh, Mossop cleverly taps it away, gives a chance aside, but Tony Shaw read it better. Hickey spins out of trouble and gets right back into trouble. Shaw again tries to tap it through the pack. Oh, what came at him like a rocket. Came too quick for him to think about dropping it. It's Fairley. And a 15-metre penalty to go his way against Christian.
One of those self-preservation slips catches, that was.
Here he goes. Cracker waiting for the loose ball. Will it come to him? No, Brown has it, and he contained it very well for Collingwood on North Melbourne's half forward line.
$18 points the difference in favour of the Roos. Cloak got it. Another knockback from Jonas, only as far as Morwood. Kicks to the middle. Filkey running with the fight of the ball. Beers got in his way. Now there's a chance for Grant Filkey. Cracker, Phil leading in the race. Got 5 or 6 metres on his opponent. Yorgie, but a good tackle by the Knicks. Brown, German. Kroll helping out there with the kicker shocker. Straight to Law. Towards centre half forward. Arriving Jonas, but there's 3 Magpies. Cloak, spoilt by Fairley was good play, but Cloak kept battling. Jimmy Cracker now for North. Trying to get it across there to Larkin. Throw in midway between wing and half forward for North Melbourne. They've only attacked once in the term. They got a goal out of it. 13 minutes gone. They lead by 18 points.
And Collingwood's 2 goals have been kicked by Brian Taylor, and he's kicked 2 goals, one of their 2-3. So obviously he's the star in the forward line. And funnily enough, for North Melbourne, they've been able to get by and win games without the dominance of the Cracker brothers in recent matches. And the Cracker boys haven't done a great deal today. No doubt they will.
Well, certainly Shane Kerrison has been following Jim everywhere, and even though Jim hasn't had a lot of opportunities, Kerrison has played very well on him.
Umpires throwing the ball up all today. Well, wasn't much in it, but Spargo's got a free against Turner. They seem to be equally going for the ball. The kick into the pocket, spilt there by Morwood. Phil Cracker. Glowry. Bryce pushed him off it. Wrapped up Bryce by 2 then. Throw-in's about 40 metres around from the North Melbourne goal.
Cloak the ruckman, the successful one then. Kangaroos put it back. Oh, that's a mark. Thought it was a mark. A chip on towards goal quickly. Here's Morwood. Clears it for Collingwood. A couple of Kangaroos run. One should chip it, one picks up. He does. It's McRae. Then comes inboard and passes a Jen. Oh. Spargo, a bit lucky there, I felt, but maybe he got the free kick from pushing the back when he was down on his haunches. Have a look at that again. Oh. Lucky for the mark. What's happening to North Melbourne? Jonas is in there battling. Chipped along the turf. And another throw in.
Taylor comes in to ruck against Fairley. Rather Cloak. Coming out to meet it. Morwood cops one high after he kicked it. Robertson. Kroll knocks it away. Another kick from Robertson. Bryce knocks it. Brown's caught. To be a Baltier.
Yes, the umpire was calling play on the first 2 or 3 different hands touched the ball in the air, and even though it was claimed, it was certainly a correct decision, ball up.
Huge pack around the ball. Jonas tackled by Cloak. Robertson. There's Shaw. Paul Morwood. Lovely delivery. Turner. Not away from McRae. And back in there is Hickey. So just when Collingwood looked like they were clearing it, a throw in, still in North's attacking zone.
Cloak doing the ruck work here. Fairly behind, gets a tap away. Turner again. They tend to bottle it up, put the ball underneath their bodies. They've tried tapping it out. It doesn't go anywhere unless you really give it a great thump, because the water's so much water on the turf. Cloak tried everything there.
Yeah, it was like a rugby song, wasn't it? Only Cloak should have turned around and then handed the ball back to the man piling in.
He hasn't got the wrapping around his ears.
Kick forward from Harrington. Is that wrapping to keep the brains in, do you wonder? Mark's being taken there by Smith. Torpedo punt over 50. Cloak hasn't played a bad game, the big fellow, in the conditions. Oh, good work from Jonas. Throw his body in well. Comes to Kroll. Kick to the centre. And straight onto the chest of Larkin. Had time to lose it and get it back again. High kick to half forward. Jonas came in, couldn't hold it. Shaw behind the pack. And McRae to bomb it up into the forward pocket for North Melbourne. Up goes Cracker. No one's touched this. And it's through for a behind. So it's 19 points the difference in favour of North Melbourne. 17.5 minutes second term.
And Collingwood have caught up in this second quarter. They've kicked 2 goals. North Melbourne have kicked 1. Is that a cut on his eye or mud? It might be a cut. Whoops, Yorkie. Kick it. Oh, good tackle, Jim Cracker. Brought him down. Atkins. Good wrestle there with Hickey. Holding the ball. Holding the man on the shoulder. Right, so whatever. Atkins gets the kick at half back and down towards the half forward line. Segler. Good mark too. Steele. It's Hickey. Whoops. It was Robertson who got that kick away. Jonas is enjoying the conditions. Larkin's kick. Didn't miss by much either, and it's a behind.
Yes, one of Collingwood's problems in 2 or 3 areas is either lack of pace or not adapting to the conditions, because Cloak and also Yorkie have been clear, trying to run with the ball and get dragged down where they should have got their kick to it to clear it from the back line.
Morwood put it through the legs of Filkey. Phil Cracker being hit with everything. Brown gets his kick away. Yorkie took his eyes off it, flicked it back to Cloak. Feeds it out to Mullane. Up to half forward go the Pies. Taylor in front. Throws it out in front of him. Chases off after it. Gets the shove from Harris and gets the free. Fellows coming on for the Woods. Cloak is off. Fourth kick coming up for Taylor. Too far out to score. Squares it off to Mullane from 50 metres. Won't have the legs. Collingwood in good position. Down goes Rosonico. Umpire lets it go. Throw in forward pocket for the Woods. They're 20 points down. 19.5 minutes gone, second quarter.
There's big BT. Kicked 2 in this quarter.
Yes, BT should have been over contesting the boundary throw-in, and because he didn't get there quickly enough, he was singing out to his rover to take the throw-in against Mossop, and this certainly is the problem. He's a brilliant forward, but his lack of agility probably holds him back sometimes.
He did what you said then, Johnny. Took that throw in from the forward pocket, but to no avail. He went down pretty quickly, and that one sort of washer and ringer goes over there. Pristine clean as the football today. And now we have Fellows versus Mossop. Mossop very strong with that hand to thump it down. But as soon as it hits the turf, there's 10 players wanting to gobble it up. This must be, I don't know, the 50th ball up so far in the match. Plenty of them because it's so wet. Fellows gets up. Mossop beats him though. Filkey runs into trouble. Jim Cracker clears it. Collingwood's Morwood marks it cleverly. All he had to do was to wait for the ball to fall into his arms. Out on the outer wing. His 11th kick.
Not a bad performance in a quarter and 21 minutes of wet weather football. Lee Matthews, the phone permanently eradicated to the ear. Mark spilt there by Mossop. And there's Segler. The throw up on the 50-metre line. Collingwood into attack, down by 20 points. Mossop number 4 against Taylor. Taylor wins it. And 26 throw-ups in this match as Law kicks towards the wing. Oh, Collingwood here. Oh, Turner almost spoiled by Fellows, but I think Ben just pulled the fist out of the way at the last moment. Turner. Mossop, 3 juggles will be paid. He's taken a few uncontested marks like that. Mossop in defence, 2 in fact. Torpedo punt, not a bad one. Out to centre wing, but Collingwood favoured. Again, Fellows unable to mark. Shaw flicks it back towards Beers. He's gone down, Shaw, and will get the free kick. Collingwood thinking they were penalised there as they had the ball. Oh, Fellows did his best to drop another one. First mark of the day. He's dropped about 6, I'd suggest. Mossop goes with a fist. Atkins went to kick before he had the ball. Brown has the ball, but nowhere to go. Throw up, the 27th of the match. And it's 35 metres out from Collingwood's goal. You see the score there behind on the little board. 20 points the difference.
Collingwood have kicked 2 goals through Taylor. North Melbourne kicked 1 in the second quarter. Really throwing them all into it. Feel as though you can't really injure yourself on a wet day. You skid across the surface, and the surface is soft anyway. And Collingwood's half full. There's a million errors out there. They're finding new ways of making them.
Well, look at that. 3 players and an umpire between this throw-up and the North Melbourne goal. Here's Brown. He's up from defence. 50 metres out. Yorgie, did he get it inside? Yes. The boundary umpire, who arrives now, said right on the line. No, Brett Yorgie, this would be a top goal. Just watch it again.
All the North Melbourne players saying it was out, and I think it might have been a dead heat, but still. Possession is 10 points.
Brett Yorgie. He's 30 metres out and hasn't scored at all.
Well, he didn't even bring the ball back into play because he kicked from over.
Yeah.
He kicked from outside the line.
That's right. He's being a left footer as well.
He should have tried to centre the ball because it was a very ambitious kick to try and even score from there.
Oh, gee, Harris can kick a football, wet or dry, doesn't matter. He kicks them further when it's wet. Fellows in there, and also Beers for Collingwood. He's held by the front and the back of the Guernsey at the same time. Stretch fabrics. Another throw up, and 3 goals for the quarter, and it's slowed down to a real slog at the moment in this second term. Collingwood kicked 2 through Taylor and 1 to North Melbourne. Beers hurls someone away. North Melbourne break away with the football, kick it down to Jonas. He's played well. I think he's enjoying it out there. Backwards to Hickey. Oh, clever Morwood. Collingwood's best possession getter. Christian.
Paid.
They're not paid. Robertson gets it full for North Melbourne. There's Phil Cracker on the bottom of the pack and tunnel balls it backwards. And the 29th, is it? Throw up.
Tap one by Fellows. Shaw's in there. Filkey number 6. Larkin sweating on him, if it's possible to sweat in these conditions. And perhaps that's an evener upper, because it didn't look like a free, but Filkey's gladly taken it. Off the chest of Ryan, who's back on. Didn't think we'd see him for the season when he went off before. Kick forward from Yorgie. Taylor spills it. Steele, hoping there's a Roo back there. There is. It's the red one. Mossop. Harris couldn't gather. Taylor can. Over the top to Atkins. Couldn't keep it in play. Almost ends up in the gutter. He's played 25.5 minutes.
We can certainly see John Kennedy's stamp on the North Melbourne side, the same as Alan Jeans at Hawthorn. Their ground play under wet conditions, knocking the ball on, is tremendous.
And there's another evidence, John. Larkin tried to get it onto his boot, but I don't think he was too keen, was he? Because he could see the line was there and no one out in front of him.
What a job today on the boundary line with your telephoto. Beers gets it there to Ryan. Hit by Law, but still gets away with the ball. Squaring kick. Kerrison in front of Cracker. Handball's off. Being held there, Cracker. Well, the ball's been in about a radius of 25 metres of this spot for the last 5 minutes. Still 20 points the difference in favour of North. We've played 26.5 minutes second quarter.
Tony Shaw clears the ball. Oh, Yorgie went through with quite a bit of courage here. And Brian Taylor. He didn't allow for that to come back far enough. Maybe because it was wet, maybe because it slows him down. His timing was out and he scored a behind.
Harris. This time doesn't go for distance. The accuracy's good. Larkin. keeps it low towards the centre wing, hoping it'll skid through for Jonas. It does that, but it then stops. Turner hasn't got a left foot, and the right foot kick goes straight back to Fairley. Kicks towards half forward. Little shove there from Phil Cracker, but Paul Morwood's cleaning up for the Magpies. Into the middle, the knock-on from Ryan, another one from Fellows. Crocker right in the centre at half-time. And North Melbourne go in leading by 19 points. 2 to Crocker, 1 to Cracker, Phil, and German Jonas, the other single goal kickers for North, while Brian Taylor has the 2 for the Magpies.
Yeah, certainly the Magpies lifted their game dramatically that quarter in a very low standard game. With the 2 goals, 4 they kicked, has got them back in the game. And if they can just keep it increasing at the same rate and giving Brian Taylor chances, they've still got a good chance of getting back into this game in the third.
Umpire McKeeman starts the second half here at VFL Park with 19 points the difference. North have the lead. They're going from left to right in this term, and Hickey gets them away. Glowry chasing back for the Magpies. Bryce gives him a shove in the middle of the back, and Glowry will take the free kick. Switching play, this is dangerous, but Morwood had plenty of time. And that's a good pass from Morwood. Away goes Turner.
Yes, Paul Morwood had 20 possessions in the first half.
Yeah,
and has used them, John, too.
A great performance. He's got them all over the field, but mostly on the back line. Magpies into attack, kicking to the left, of course. It's Ackley for the Kangaroos, and Morwood again. So he has a real feel for it today, and when you do get a feel for it on a wet day, you seem to get better. Oh, Yorgie, a nice pick-up and a spin, and a gentle hand of Fellows who got a kick to nowhere, really. It's in the middle of the field at the moment. Crocker tumbles after it. Matt Ryan, I thought he was going to miss the season when he came up with an injury. Across to Yorgie, a little chip. Clever mark there to Howard. And Howard on the wing. Thump. Small players. Good play, Steele gets a thump away. Ross Smith for the Kangaroos, well out onto that unvacated wing position, and a throw in.
Yeah, certainly what Donald McDonald coming on for the first time for the game, but when the ball gets kicked into Collingwood's forward line, I think about 5 players to 1, and the one was Brian Taylor, who was sandwiched in the middle. He had no hope of that particular exchange.
Mossop knocks Fellows out of the way. Larkham did very well there. It's put it back from whence it came virtually. In front, Hickey almost marked. Howard just goes the required distance. Knock on from Kerrison. Filkey gets it out to Ryan. With the left boot up to the very open forward line. Harris. Oh, does it nicely. Out to Ackley. Just too long for Law. Met by Atkins. Mossop. Tackled well by Howard. Bounces about 70 metres out from the Collingwood goal. And we've not bothered the scorer so far in this third quarter.
Atkins again gets a sky, not too much there. Larkin kicks it down to German, and North Melbourne have the football on their half-forward line again, and the scoreboard 5-5 North Melbourne, Collingwood 2-4. And a throw in North Melbourne's half-forward line. I see Phil Cracker standing in the goal square for North Melbourne.
McDonald into the ruck from interchange. Fellows beats him, but North get it forward. Morwood.
23rd possession.
Puts it out in front of Turner. Time to wheel back on the right. Almost held by Law. Beers pressuring in. Hickey. Couldn't quite get the purchase on the boot he wanted, but it's gone to advantage. Robertson puts it high. Cracker. Off the ground, Canning. Being held by Brown. Through from behind.
Yeah, certainly a little lucky that time, Gavin Brown. He's followed Phil Cracker everywhere, just the same as Kerrison has followed his brother Jim. A little lucky to get away with that holding in, otherwise he may have given Cracker an easy shot at goal.
Harrington for the Pies. Good mark to Donald McDonald, who came on just a moment ago. And this is the first time he's put his foot on the ground in the third quarter. He can't possibly be warm. He's going to kick from the 50-metre line, as we said before, with a wet ball. If you connect it in the right spot on the birds, you can kick it out of sight. I wonder if McDonald's going to do that. It's a long kick. Oh, a boomer! And his first kick in the match registers a goal.
Yes, Jeff, I can see why you're such a great exponent of torpedo kicking. We're laughing about it, but certainly at the 4-minute mark, a very valuable goal for North Melbourne to give them that 4 goals oddly. Watching there, being well guarded by the Collingwood player, but a magnificent kick, travelling at least 60 metres.
Just the start to the term North wanted. Mossop favoured by the throw-up. Cracker takes the knock from Fellows. Half forward for the Roos. Another chance for them. McDonald, the tap off the ground, goes in the direction of Robertson. All the Magpies fall over. McRae holds his feet. Collingwood in best position here, and Brown's taken it in front of Cracker. Feeds off to Harrington. Fellows making position on the half-back flank. Got an absolute hectare to work in. Goes backwards. Dangerous, but Kerrison keeps it in front of him. German, if he can get it off to Cracker, there's a chance. Crocker couldn't quite get it past Fellows, who's tackled by Jim Cracker. Throw! Had to be. Oh, it's been let go. Kerrison. Morwood. Oh, that was a bit of a shovel as well. Away goes Filkey. North favoured here, though.
Ross Smith. Then to the half-forward line, looking for McDonald again. He's playing from behind. Cracker. The chip, it was Jim Cracker. Up there to Larkin. Kroll gets away to let Morwood give it to him again. Pies combining Morwood, Collingwood's best player, into Filkey. Ducks around Law in the centre, puts a short kick. It's a wild one, it's a bad one, and right into the arms of North Melbourne's Ackley.
Cracker against Fellows, took him out of it, but there was Kerrison. Now, can they get it forward again? And this time get it to one of their men. Yorgie flips it out to Shaw. Centre wing. They're trying to pick off passes in these conditions, and again they've come unstuck. Steele intercepting the handball, but Yorgie kept battling. Got it through for Filkey. Filkey to Beers. 65 metres out. Taylor off the ground. Wrong side. Brian Taylor, a personal tally of 2 goals, 3 for him this afternoon, out of Collingwood's 3-5. We've played 7 minutes into the third quarter.
And the ball back into the... Oops, slipped straight past Peter German. Beers crashes over the top of him, gives away a free kick. You might say even skidded into him on the slippery turf. German's kick down to Ackley. Just a few metres out. Ackley coming into the centre of the ground now. All Collingwood. Oh, good balance there by Fairley. Jim Cracker. Crocker charges after it. Good interception there by Harrington. He caught one in the thigh. It stings him a little while. Off goes the handball. Robertson gets it again. Oh dear, it's very hard to do anything out there. They're pushing it back. North Melbourne's Robertson. Collingwood struggling. Typical wet weather football.
Yes, actually, I think the umpires are doing a very, very good job today because they're lenient, they're intelligent, they're allowing, knock-ons and scoops, which normally they free kick. But today, I believe, even though there's been a lot of ball-ups, they've been lenient in the correct areas on a wet day.
Phil Cracker. Bit of magic here. He's flipped it out. Shaw battling with McRae. McRae spoons it back to Phil Cracker. He's got about 4 Magpies sweating on him, and Brown sees it over. Throw in 25 metres around from the North Melbourne goal. Fellows to ruck against Fairley. Now it's McDonald, in fact. Fellows gets it down, but to no advantage. free kick's gone the way of Collingwood, though, and it's to the skipper, Tony Shaw. Coach watching on. Ron Richards there as well. As up high goes Mullane. Steele, good recovery. Shaw again. Caught high, yes. Against Ticky, Tony Shaw, 9th kick at half-back.
And the usual little short one out to Atkins.
Playing against his old team.
Yes, that's right. He's getting a few kicks as well, and he kicks it up high. Oh, clever mark, Mossop. Taking a couple of good ones, but that's a real big man's wet weather mark. Looms it up in towards the forward pocket. Oh, Jonas floats in from the side. McDonald gets the free kick. And his presence is being felt by Collingwood in this third quarter. It's his first term on, kicked a booming goal. Crocker missed it. Morwood missed it. Cracker gets it. Snaps and goals. Clever stuff. That was Jim. One goal. Phil's kicked one.
A good long kick from McDonald. And once again, Fellows in a marking position, trying to flatten his hands, but couldn't do it properly. And just a magical, typical Cracker goal. 25, 30 metres out in the middle of a pack without even looking. Certainly making it hard for Collingwood now to get back into this game.
Larkin couldn't get away. Atkins of sorts does. Rosonico. Look at all the North players around him. Yorgie can give it to Shaw. Oh, took his eyes off it. Allows North in through Crocker. Up to the open forward line. Kerrison. Cracker sweating on him. Oh, he's got away from it too. Puts the trip in, Kerrison. Cracker gets it forward. Kroll leaves it behind. Down goes the Collingwood defence. Through it goes to Fairley, having all sorts of trouble controlling it. Pushed to the ground, McDonald. Comes out to Kerrison, through the hands of Yorgie. Finally Brown to Shaw. Back to Ryan, rather, who kicks to the wing, straight to Mossa. John Mossa looking for a lead. Goes in the Jonas direction, knocks it away from Fellows. Behind the pack, swung forward by German to Cracker. Feeds it through now to Larkin. He's going to run to within 20. Yes.
First goal.
Yes, it was made easy by, once again, brilliant handball out into the open by Cracker to Matthew Larkin to just allow him to run into a easy goal. Watching Cracker there coming through under these wet conditions. Not only quick hands, but a 10-metre accurate hand pass on the right side of Larkin. And capitalised on to give North their 8th goal at the 12-minute mark of the third quarter.
Amazing. North have many able players to kick their goals. They've had 7 players who've kicked their 8 goals. Collingwood have had 1 man, and that's Brian Taylor. He's kicked there 2. Kangaroos into it again. Boots it out, and it rolls pretty freely towards the flank position. Oh, good pick up there by German, and he's pulled over by Kroll. Oh, a good bit of play by Turner, but unfortunately went into trouble. Tony Shaw gets another possession, but he's robbed, then pulled to the ground. The free kick advantage here going to young Matt Ryan. Now on to Fellows. He can really kick a football, this man. It's an accurate one to Taylor. Thumps it away, won't get it. Harris for North Melbourne. He clears it. Must have found a dry spot and bounced high. Collingwood's Rosonico beats Jonas. Jonas not giving in though. Rosonico charged after again. Well played. Feeds a handball out to Fellows. It's all right. It's Glary gets a handball. It's come unstuck. Larkin comes in. North have the runners and the players prepared to play in the front position, and the ball's out of play.
In 13 minutes of football, North have changed a 19-point lead to a 37-point lead in this third term. Atkins off the ground. Robertson in there, as is Larkin. And North in this term going to the southern end. And that's where the bulk of the scoring has been done in this match. In fact, of the 10 goals kicked, just 1 has been kicked at the Wellington Road end. Filkey over the ball, number 6 for Collingwood. Gets up with it. And has got a free kick for persistence, I think, more than anything. Midway between wing and half-back, Grant Filkey for Collingwood, his 12th kick.
One of Collingwood's best players, Cloak.
Back on the ground.
Yeah.
Fellows off and Cloak on.
And Atkins gets it to a runner there in Christian. And again, they kick the ball very wide for Taylor. I must think he's a racehorse. He's a draft horse.
Well, Christian has really been found wanting in these wet conditions, the Western Australian. There he is, number 21. Had a good one last week. He's now doing some ruck work against the big red kangaroo in Mossop. Laws behind the pack. Goes past Filkey for a throw-in as the rain starts to tumble down again. Things have dried out a little bit during the half-time break. But you'd have to think that 37 points is too big a lead for Collingwood to get back unless they start scoring goals and quickly. Halfway through the third term.
Little Tony Shaw. Ackley, a very strong contender. Number 10. Umpire calling for the football. Certainly not giving the free kicks today. Just hovering over the football. I thought Ackley may have been it, but he gets he picks the free kick for manhandling. Member side on the wing, throw in.
Crowd of about 16,500, which is not bad in these conditions. Spargo, number 31, gone into a fresh Guernsey at half-time. Won't be long before you wouldn't be able to tell. Cloak. Straight down to Larkin, who's had a good term. Glowry's knock. Gathered in for North. Fine pass, finds German. That was Fairley's kick. German prevented from playing on. Cracker's back there. The kick won't make him, but it's inch perfect almost. But Turner, a good knock away off the ground from Crocker. He can go again. Yorgie. Turner now gets some good shepherding from Shaw. High kick to the centre. Chance for Hickey. Loops the handball away to Steele. Keeps it low. What a pass. Spargo, 50 metres out from goal. Away he goes. Oh, this puts German under heaps. Good tackle from Kroll, and he'll get the free. Oh, no! He's been penalised. Well, that's a shocker. 10th kick coming up for Peter German, 50 metres out. Well, I suppose he had a hold of him a little bit after he... That's a goal! What a kick! German from 50 metres, his second. While everyone was thinking about the free kick, he's just gone back and banged it through.
Yeah, certainly well called. It was a very doubtful free kick, but German, powerful player. Watching it there again, make really no attempt to get rid of the ball. He was held for too long. Probably the correct decision would have been just play on, because he could have been still, the goal is on the board.
60 to 17 and North Melbourne really charge ahead. Lovely pick up by North's Fairley. Disposal not too good. German again, the man of the moment, as a matter of fact, with these 2 goals. Robertson for North Melbourne, quickly back to Crocker. A little bit of a fumble there. And the kick, a long one. Well judged by Collingwood's Brown. Rubber-chested, gets away. Phil Cracker picks him up. Kerrison kicks it and clears it. North have all the answers. Oh, that's a high one. Holding the ball out, but I think his hands may have slid up around his neck, but they pinned him. A good tackle there by young Matt Ryan.
Not a good kick. Crocker, good mark. Darren Crocker, centre wing. 9th kick. Up to half-40 goes. Cloak. The big fellow keeps battling on the ground. Glowry puts Ryan under pressure, and his kick straight out to Ackley. Plenty of time to look up for someone. Goes in the direction of Donald McDonald. Behind the pack, Glowry takes it out. 50 metres out from the North Melbourne goal, and they've done it all in this term. They've allowed Collingwood just 1 behind Well, they've added 4 goals, 1.
And there's no one, not a player from, let's say, Collingwood's half-forward line back to the goal line. It's unbelievable. It's happened a couple of times today. Everyone's ball chasing. 16 kicks for Paul Morwood, Collingwood's best player. Run everywhere and it's chased him. 48 possessions. 28, I'm sorry. Well, he's playing so well. John Law kicks it. Marked by German, having a very good quarter. Steele. Oh, ducking his head, Rosonico and Tony Shaw. Can Collingwood come out of this and get into attack? There's only 2 players on their forward side of the centre. Advantage kick will be played on as Turner takes it. Taylor giving him a lead. Taylor's playing it. There's no one behind Taylor, and Taylor's almost at the centre. Went for him, not a mark. Whips it through Harris's knees. Yorgie and Hickey. Yorgie again. In the back. The Collingwood player, Yorgie, will take the free kick. 70 metres from goal.
8th kick coming up for Brett Yorgie. He's got to try and stop a bit to allow Taylor to get back there. The kick's gone in the direction of Taylor. Touched it was. Smother off the boot, but Taylor keeps battling. The head goes down and he bulldozes. Jimmy Cracker. Free kick against Howard. Half-back flank. 11th kick for Jimmy Cracker, and to good effect. The diving Spargo. Centre wing. Goes in the direction of Jonas. Glowry. Teammate there was Turner. Oh, the handball out to the bicycle kick from Steele that went straight across to Rosonico. Thought about Shaw initially. Second time as well. Tony Shaw will have to touchdown, does, just in time. Spilt by Howard. Oh, good mark. Had his name on that, Smith. And feeds off to Harris. He can really hoof the ball, this man. Jonas or Crocker. Jonas does the talking. Crocker from 50. Gets it to Cracker. Wheels back onto the left. And has missed.
They're loving it, the Cracker boys. Although they've only kicked 1 goal apiece, they haven't been really influential, but they seem to be have that touch of magic in the wet conditions. The ball kicked out by Glowry into the arms. Brown's been a very busy player in the back line for Collingwood. Dives after the football, always there. Quickly down to Mullane. Mullane in the back pocket. Lead on the wing. Man who was meant for slipped over, allows Fairley to come in, kicks a ball, and he kicks the ball out of play.
Yes, Collingwood just haven't come to grips basically with getting in front all the time. Their kicking seems to be 5 or 10 metres shorter than North Melbourne's nearly all the time. They just can't penetrate.
One's been picked out here. It's going to Collingwood. No, it's gone to Mossop. Midway between wing and half-forward. Pike just been brought back on the mark a few metres. Mossop in the direction of McDonald. Here's Cracker behind the pack. Feeds off to Brother. High one from Jimmy to the edge of the square. Good defence from Kroll. Larkin has got 3 Magpies to beat. He's done it! Oh, hit the post. That would have been a magical goal against huge odds from Larkin. Everything going right for North. Well, if that was the case, I suppose it would have gone through for a goal, but Collingwood can't take a trick as Cracker comes off. That's Phil just holding the right hamstring.
Here's Turner with McDonald with him. Gives him a little shove in the back. And penalised. McDonald's penalised. Turner, his 11th kick, having a wonderful season. Jamie Turner. And kicks the ball to a crowd of players on that wing position. That's Howard in possession. Loses possession. Looks for Matt Ryan. Tunnel balls it. Fielke gets tackled around the neck. Should pick up a free kick for that one. He does. Now, Brian Taylor's the only Collingwood goal scorer, and he kicked those in the second quarter. Collingwood was scoreless in the first quarter. His kick to the half-forward line. Pies need to get a wriggle on now to do something, but North Melbourne have all the answers. They're playing in front. They're much stronger physically. John Nichols can tell you all about it, and the ball to be thrown in on Collingwood's half-forward line.
Yes, watching Cracker sitting on the bench, obviously he's looking a bit disconsolate there, whether he's a bit sore, but the scoreboard certainly gives him plenty to be overjoyed about.
Shaw up to Taylor. Had to try and spoil from Crocker. Crocker the better recovery, but leaves it behind with the boot. Yorgie from 50 metres. The pass, a good one. Oh, spilt by Ryan. No, it was Christian, was it? Anyway,
Christian.
Yes, Christian, who's had a shocker through the hands of Fairley. Larkin meets the body well there as Mullane's held. Kroll gets it from Cloak. Ricochets through to Smith. Very cool. Up he goes for Jonas. The leaper Rosonico feeds off for Glowry. They're still trying to pinpoint those passes. Turner couldn't hold it. McRae had the support from Crocker. What can he go for? Bryce is behind Brown, and he holds him as well. Advantage won't be paid. It has to come back behind the mark. Gavin Brown. Howard. Nothing to kick to. Puts it up in the hope. And there's David and Goliath. Shaw against Mossop.
Yes, what do you do 45 points down? It's certainly a difficult thing. I think Mullane's had a poor day for Collingwood. To me, he's wasted in the forward line. He's such a good ball getter. He should be brought back into the play to use his strength and ability.
Keep an eye on Mullane. He's number 42 for Collingwood. If he does do, as John Nichols has mentioned, great skills here by Crocker. And Jonas has had a good match. Not a bad pass either to find Larkin. 30 metres out, he steadies and goals, and they do it with consummate ease, North Melbourne. They've had 7 men who've kicked their 10 goals. And that's Larkin's second goal.
Yes. I think even at this stage, obviously, North Melbourne are going to win the game, even though Collingwood have featured in about 3 magnificent comebacks at VFL Park this year. It's just hard to see them doing today because their lack of skill on today's showing, certainly North Melbourne have handled the wet ball and the wet conditions much, much better.
Cloak. But again, Mossop wins. Gets it down to Spargo. Fairly through the body in. Kick off the ground from Steele. Goes to effect. Robertson gets it away to Crocker, who's caught. Larkin. Now Hickey. Glowry meets him. Rosonico back through the legs. Free kick will go to Rosonico after he got rid of it. Half back flank. There is only 2 players on the Collingwood attacking side of the centre. They are full forward and full back. As Steele puts it high, Bryce knocks on. Down to Jonas. Now it has to take a big off break. All Collingwood here to clean up. Kroll. Can go another if he wants. Comes back in board. Oh, he's messing around. Puts Shaw under pressure. Ackley thumps it to the ground. Jonas. Caught well by Morwood, but still gets the handball away. Glowry. Chance for Filkey now. Goes down. Used the body well. And got the free kick.
Collingwood know not what to do at this stage. 2 goals on the board. Brian Taylor kick goes in the second quarter. This is the end of the third term. They scored 1 behind to North Melbourne's 5 goals 3 in this third term. North Melbourne 10-8, 68 to Collingwood's 2-5, 17.
Yeah, hang on, no time.
Last term underway, a huge job in front of Collingwood. They trail by 51 points. They're going to the end in which all but 1 goal has been kicked in this match at. And that's the southern end at the right of your picture. But again, it's North away through Larkin. Won't have gone the distance, so Crocker plays on. Kroll goes down and gets a free kick. And weak sunshine coming through here at VFL Park. It stopped raining for about the first time in 24 hours as Kerrison goes over the wing for Collingwood. Up with the fist Law. This is a player's eye view of it as the sliding Ackley takes it over the boundary line. And he's got a free kick for one in the back. So Ackley, the free midway between wing and half-back.
Been a grand player in his career, David Ackley, particularly with the Swans. Oh, Cloak had it wrapped up, but he was beaten for position. Yorkie, blind handball, comes out okay. It was Turner gets it, the loose ball. Taylor will pick it up off the ground. He stumbles over after he gets a short one. Gives North Melbourne all the benefits here. Ackley time to steady and come back from whence it came to Law. And about a quarter of a metre inside the line for a throw. A well measured off shot by Ackley.
Mossop for North against Fellows. None of them touch it. Jimmy Cracker caught by Mullane. Gets the ball away, but only as far as Atkins. Off the carpet. Atkins to within 10 metres. Harris against Shaw. Fullback did it well. Nice paddle across to German. Oh, good pass. He looked up, spotted Crocker and hit him on the chest. 13th kick for Darren Crocker. Cloak should mark here and does. Fine one grab. Second mark of the afternoon. Cloak. Up to half forward. Mossop in front. Knocked away by Fellows. Law's there. Gets it away. Yorgie. Caught by Steele, who kept hold of him. Yorgie too close to give the handball to Atkins, but he got a beauty out. Chance for Taylor now, but Harris backs himself. Does it very well. Off he goes to Smith. North out of trouble. Yes. Peter German sliding over with it. Throw in almost up to the half-forward line for Collingwood.
And Turner seems to be the only hope Collingwood have on the forward line. He's kicked 2 goals, 3 of Collingwood's 2 goals, 5. So it's a singular effort from the big fella. Nice footwork here by Matt Ryan. Then he goes off with the handball to Mullane. Mullane on the forward line now. And puts the kick right into the arms there of... I think it might have been Fairley. Here's Kerrison. Jonas won't let him get away with it. Now Jonas is going to have the kick. He's played quite well this afternoon. He's had to put up with a lot of injury in his career. He's had the one leg broken on twice. It's his 6th kick. Can he kick a goal? No, it's a drop short. Oh, sticky fingers there. Clary almost took it. Cloak tries to chip it onto a faster player in Yorgie. Still in play. Pats it back. Cloak takes it. Brown for Collingwood. Atkins for Collingwood. Down the wing position. Fellows was shouted out of play by Law and allowed Jim Cracker to come in. Across to Ross Smith. Up to the forward line. Kroll dropped it. Rosonico gets it. Off to Paul Morwood. Collingwood looking good at the moment. Jamie Turner running well. He's on the centre now. Can't get away with a tackle. Good one put on him. They lose possession. North Melbourne will pounce on it here through Ackley.
Well, he should have pounced on it.
Yes, when the ball goes into the Collingwood forward line, looking up that time, they had 3 players there and they're both 5 to 10 metres behind their man, which has been the problem most of the day.
Kick forward from Filkey, straight onto the chest of Harris. And again, another towering kick with the wet ball. And a good mark from McDonald. Played well since he came onto the ground.
Spargo.
Lost the 3 off his number. Here's Kerrison. Around German. Morwood. Kroll. Finds Ryan. Centre wing. The pie is up towards half forward. Filkey. 55 metres out from goal. Grant Filkey. 16th kick. Play on now, the call. Oh, fine mark, Harris. Feeds off to Hickey. On comes Segler. Fairley. To Larkin. To the centre wing. McRae. Better recovery. Chips the pass to Spargo. High kick towards half forward. All Magpies back here. And Kerrison, the big high catch in the outfield, and he takes it on the chest. We've played 5-6 minutes in this term. 11th kick for Kerrison. We haven't had a score yet in the quarter.
And they've only kicked one behind since half-time. This is the final term. Espargaro's all alight in this final one. Harris, no. Oh, a quick steal and a goal. German it is. Jonas this time. And he's missed.
A couple of great snaps, probably deserve better, particularly German's left foot snap. It didn't quite have the distance, but the result is foregone conclusion really now. It's just a matter of how much Collingwood can salvage as far as prestige and find this game right out. Certainly the two forward lines, at one stage North Melbourne had the two crackers in their forward line, which are their main pace and ball getting, and on the other end you see Taylor, who's really, apart from his 2 goals, has just lumbered around all day from playing from behind.
Rosonico. Free kicked by Robertson. Half back line for Collingwood. Kerrison. They're being forced backwards. And that kick is out on the full. Well, they went about 5 metres backwards and then gave the ball away. Hickey. Ball drying up a little bit. He thinks he can go close. A bad effort. Cloak in front. Christian. There'll be a jump ball just 3 metres out from the North Melbourne goal. 51-point lead for the Kangaroos. Segler against Cloak. Here's Kerrison and goes for safety. 52-point lead for North Melbourne. We've played 8 minutes into the last quarter.
Collingwood supporters, it's been a very dismal day for Collingwood apart from the weather.
Just noticing also that if Ricky Spargo has just changed his jumper from number 31 to number 14.
Thanks, John.
Well, how easy is it for this man Hickey to get kicks? One out in the full that he's taken, then a beautiful pass from fullbacks hit him on the chest.
It's his 9th kick. It's a behind kick. No, it's out on the full. So kick in for Collingwood by Kerrison. An army of players. They've been swarming like bees all over the field today, and many times there's been 2 players on one side of the centre. Smith, Jim Cracker, beautiful swerve, on balance. Down to a teammate, McDonald, who made his presence felt in that 3rd term. McRae. Oh, it's Grew from behind.
Well, so far 9 minutes of very forgettable football. Seen North kick 2 behind since quarter time. Christensen, good mark. Christian, fine stuff. Oh, the kick, yes, just finds Yorgie but spills it. Mullane playing mud pies out on the wing.
So that's been Collingwood's problem. 2 or 3 times their 2 players have had the run of the ball instead of one shepherding and allowing it. They've fought each other for the ball and lost it.
It's a tap down. North Melbourne player rushed away with it. Didn't have the football. Good defensive skills by North Melbourne's Ackley there, and he put his body over the ball completely and just charged for it. And the boundary line in front of him, he made sure the Collingwood forwards wouldn't get it.
German dispossessed by Yorgie. Then the kick from Turner. Out to meet it. Good football. Driven away by the long kicking Harris. He's put North into attack. Oh, Beers goes back into trouble. It's to Kerrison. Kick charge down. Beers again. Again, he's gone backwards, but it'll come off. Rosonico. Now he's going to go back from where it came. Finally, Atkins gives him something, and Yorgie receives from him. They're crisscrossing. Here's Ryan. Now they swing it back into the middle. Turner. Cracker gives him a shove. The kick, though, goes to Brown. Tries to fend off. Good tackle from Spargo. Collingwood have it just into attack. Haven't scored in this term. The difference is 53 points. Sure, nowhere to go. Finally, it's German that gets it out. Cracker, good diving mark.
Was a good mark, wasn't it? And he gets it off to Larkin. Oops. McRae gets it and tries to find McDonald. He couldn't get there. The ball travelled fairly quickly and it's across the line. Collingwood have not scored in this final term. They're still sitting on 2 goals 5. They got 2 goals 4. That was their only scoring quarter. 0 in the first term, 2-4 in the second term. 1 behind they kicked in the third term. Cloak battling away. Collingwood's back pocket at the moment.
McDonald pushed off it by Cloak. Kick finds the boundary line. Good way between wing and half forward for North Melbourne. And I think if they blew the siren right now, not too many people would mind. 17,500 people here at VFL Park in these conditions. That's a good roll-up. Most of them would be Magpie fans. And one of them sitting here in the box with us, our stats man Tom Glynn, has just passed me the message, can I go home? No, you're staying until the end of class. Away goes Jimmy Cracker, 45 metres out. Almost a mark down there. Fairley has taken it through for a behind. You shall stay to the bitter end, Tom.
That's his penance.
The difference is 55 points in favour of North Melbourne.
Glary boots the ball out well. He's almost as long a kick as North Melbourne's Harris at fullback. Segler. Robertson. Here's Jim Cracker again. That'll be a clever one. Smothered. And it's out of bounds.
Yes, he was boxed in. It was an excellent smother. But they've been dangerous players all day, the Crackers, even though they probably haven't had as many touches as they normally do.
Cloak got the handball out to the diving Steele, back through the legs, only as far as Atkins. He gets it to Filkey, who drives to centre wing. He got more distance than they all thought there. Taylor's right out on the wing. Smith handballs over the top of him to Law. Fellows puts the tackle in, but he gets it away to Robertson. Been a good 4-quarter player for North, and Christian's taken the chest mark. Michael Christian feeds it through to Kroll. Into the centre, looking for Brown, but intercepting is Crocker. 14th kick for Darren Crocker, and good positional kick too. Rosonico hands it back to Glowry. Kicks in the direction of Brown. One Kangaroo beats them. Hickey handed it off to Smith. High one. Morwood caught high and has got the free.
Well, he's been a great player for Collingwood. His 17th kick. Quite a nice one to Mullane. John Nichols mentioned before they should have had better use of Mullane. He hasn't been a star today by any means. Usually is. Good play there by Smith for North, and Larkin again. German's been good. Crocker's been a great player for North Melbourne. Big Cloak. Collingwood can't get it. Christian's had a bad day for Collingwood. Here's Crocker again. Beautiful handball to Jonas. Kick's not too good. Down to Fairley. Oh, poor old Bears. Couldn't get his corsets up there and just stumble over the line with the football.
Yes, I'm sure at this stage of the game, the next 10 minutes, 15 minutes for Collingwood is going to be a very long haul, because they can't score, and they just have to keep their coach and supporters and their own ego to do their best, and it's just hard to see them improving at all the way they're playing, and North Melbourne just won't let them in.
Kroll to Rosonico, up to the wing. Away goes Mullane. Good pass. Tony Shaw can keep going. Taylor's making position. He has to turn around and take the mark. Oh, good play, Harris. Brilliant spoil. And he's going to bomb it away. And the crowd rise to him. He looked done for all money there. Morwood over the top of it. Held by McRae and takes the free kick.
18th kick.
Paul Morwood keeps it low in the direction of Fellows. Ryan puts it high. Taylor against Steele. Off the chest of Taylor, but he's been penalised for shoving out Steele. The pass to Harris.
Oh, he's been a grand player, Harris. And can't he kick a football? Not that time. He went for a low pass. Segler. Larkin. Matt Ryan this time. Free kick behind play. Gunnar Mullane was tagged. I think he didn't have the football. I think it was a low tackle as well. It's his 13th kick for Mullane. Not a great player today. That's Ackley. Gets a free kick for a shove in the back. Accidental as up may have been, but still it's there. And it's his 9th kick. Most of them in this second half. And Crocker, another kick to Crocker. He's a wonderful player.
Christian went through the legs of Atkins, but there's Glowry. All north here anyway. Ackley or Mossop moving as if in slow motion. I think they want the siren to sound as well. Harrington's come on for Christian. Coming up to 18 minutes gone in this last term. And Collingwood at the moment 2-5-17, the equal 9th lowest score in football since 1925. As towards the boundary line goes McDonald. And Collingwood's last goal came 5 minutes into the second quarter, the last score at the 7-minute mark of the third quarter. So they're playing for some pride here, the Magpies, as John Nicol has said. Robertson. High kick, Yorgie. Crocker knocked him off it. Throw by Jonas towards Crocker. Yorgie right on top of him. Have a bit of a wrestle. A little shove in the face, and the ball will be taken off Yorgie. And frustration there from the Collingwood player. Rosonico coming in, telling him to cool it. The ball's with the Kangaroos.
The Kangaroo is Crocker. He kicked it straight to Collingwood's plate. Wasn't a very good kick from Crocker, and a lapse in concentration there. They're on top bench there for so long. Maybe that's the reason why they come straight back to Crocker. Unbelievable, isn't it? Black day for the Magpies. Looking for McDonald. Mullane almost grabbed that one. Here's Robertson for North Melbourne. Whips it out quickly. German was caught there, but you can see that North Melbourne are always in there first. They're much tougher. Tap it out, run around.
Darren Crocker, who had 2 kicks there in the space of 30 seconds, has taken 4 marks and had 6 kicks in the last term. As the big red Kangaroo, John Mossop, drives it up towards half forward. Oh, good mark taken by Segler. Had his name written all over it. And in no hurry to get the ball back. Jimmy Cracker thought, here's an easy kick for me. Went past and puts it out in front, looking for Jonas. Beers clears for Collingwood. Only as far as Steele. Slips on delivery, but still finds his target, McRae. Midway between wing and half forward. He's got nothing to kick to either. Long kick up into the pocket. Fairley's there, but not before Big Cloak, who should get 15 metres advantage. Dragged down by Fairley. David Cloak on half-back for the Magpies. We've played 20.5 minutes so far in this exhilarating quarter of football. We've seen North add 4 behinds. Collingwood haven't scored.
Filkey and Atkins Some good players out there, but they haven't been able to do anything as far as scoring is concerned. That's Collingwood I'm speaking of, but North Melbourne had some good and bad players. This bloke's been a gem. He's been playing against Taylor, who's kicked Collingwood's only 2 goals, but Harris can kick a football out of sight. Robertson's kick into the arms of Collingwood's Morwood, the opposition, and then spills from Mullane across to Tegler. German pulled down. A lot of mistakes going at this stage late in this third term. Here's Glowry. A good kick off to Yorgi, and it's spilled. Collingwood on the half-back line now, booting the football to the centre. There's 2 of them there. Maybe Tony Shaw. You want to run into trouble and lose it. Kick forward by Collingwood's Turner. In the back there to Filkey, and I think he might get the kick out of this lot. He's going to. Now the kick to Brian Taylor. The kick to the short one in. Will go to Ryan.
Plays on because he's got a man loose. Oh, Atkins knew they were bearing down on him. Fellows. Down he goes. Play on's the call. Atkins gets it back to Ryan. Off the ground, Matt Ryan. Thwarted on the line, but at least they've got a score. Their first score since the 7-minute mark of the third quarter.
Yes, I think if we had realised that Collingwood were going to make so many mistakes, we should have kept the number of times they've dropped chest marks, they've fumbled uncontestedly. This has been the whole story of the game. They've made so many unforced errors that whilst North were going to win, it's just made Collingwood's result so much worse.
The ball's wet, granted, but you don't drop chest marks, do you? And that's what they've been doing.
They would have dropped probably 10, 15, 20 marks on their own all day.
And the whole game.
Yes, I think it's time to go home.
Yeah. And the game has been left to the Collingwood smaller players today. Not a big man's game yet. North Melbourne had their share of good big men with Mossop, very good in the ruck, and Crocker, a tall, spindly type that's handled the wet conditions brilliantly. German as well, and there's many more. There's Mossop again. Grabbed by Mullane this time, and another Collingwood mistake, and there's been many of those. A black and miserable day for the Pies. Steele for North Melbourne takes it on their half-back line and kicks it down. Mullane a chance again. This German, Larkin battling. Big fella Jonas for North Melbourne, and the ball out of play. Collingwood players will be hoping and wishing that sign would go right now.
Well, I think it'll go as soon as 25 minutes ticks up, because we've had a goal kicked.
Yeah.
Cloak against Segler. Cloak wins it. Kroll dives on it. Then off the ground, only as far as German. Jonas out in front of Jimmy Cracker. Kerrison right behind him. Crack hasn't got it, looks for the free. Umpire lets it go in the wet conditions. McDonald caught by Kerrison. Back to Cracker. Brilliant pickup. Steele. Ryan. Out to the wing, looking for Brown. Yes, good mark. Gets it moving quickly. Straight to Mossop. John Mossop to the middle. All Collingwood here. Turner, but he's got support from Ryan. Oh dear. Cloak. This is kick, half charge down. Ackley goes for the boundary. It's going to stop before it gets there. Oh, fine pickup from Hickey, but it was over. So throw in midway wing and half forward for Collingwood, who've kicked a behind in this term. North Melbourne have kicked 4 behinds.
And North Melbourne lead by 54 points. Almost at 25 minutes. Peter G's mentioned that the siren will go just after the 25-minute mark. Was a goal. Collingwood was scoreless in the first quarter.
So they did all. Second term, and since then they've added 2 behinds.
And And Brian Taylor's kicked 2 goals 3.
Spargo kicks North into attack. We've gone past 25 minutes. Up high, Rosonico far too early and fairly the mark. Good kick out in front of Mossop. Good spoil there by Beers. Morwood gets up with it. Gives it away to Jonas. German. That's it. North Melbourne have won by 54 points and that's equal with the 11th lowest score in football since 1925 when the first VFL season was played with 12 teams, and that score today the lowest score in the new expanded competition. The North Melbourne deserved victors, leading goal kickers with 2 for them, German, Crocker and Larkin, while Brian Taylor kicked 2 goals 3 out of Collingwood's 2 goals 6 for the match.
Yeah, certainly only 4 points to 1 in the last quarter put Collingwood and all their many supporters out of their misery. But very deserved winners all day, North Melbourne, because they were first to the ball. They showed more wet weather skills. And the scoreboard, Collingwood tells the story. Nothing in the first quarter, 2 goals 4 in the second, 1 point in the third and 1 point in the fourth, which is a very dismal day. And certainly for the 17,600 people that came here, they would go home certainly seeing North Melbourne probably getting further up the list, sneaking into the 5 with much more chance with the last 10 or 11 games coming up for the season what Collingwood have got. But certainly Collingwood, they got nothing from Mullane. They got 2 goals in a quick burst from Taylor, but nothing else. Nothing from Cloak, nothing from Fallows. And a very disappointing game for the Collingwood players. And North Melbourne had probably good players, many good players all over the field in a very good team effort under very trying conditions.
So a day to be forgotten quickly by Collingwood in the reserves. They failed to kick a goal, kicking 8 behinds for the match, and in the seniors they haven't done much better, kicking 2 goals 6. North Melbourne winners by 55 points, 10-12-72 to 2-6-18.